Europe has always been known for its rich history, diverse cultures, and iconic cities. But as we look toward 2025, not all cities are maintaining their allure. Whether it's due to economic challenges, rising crime, or environmental issues, some European cities are facing significant declines that affect both locals and visitors. In today's video, we're counting down the 10 European cities going downhill in 2025. These cities may still offer charm and beauty, but troubling trends suggest they're losing ground fast. If you're curious about which cities are slipping and why, stick around and let's dive into it. Before we begin, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more engaging content like this. Let's get started. Number 10. Barcelona, Spain. Barcelona remains a popular tourist destination, but the pressure from mass tourism, rising living costs, and social tensions are pushing the city downhill. The balance between catering to tourists and maintaining quality of life for locals is growing harder to manage. With over 12 million tourists annually, Barcelona has become overwhelmed by visitors. Locals are protesting the effects of over-tourism, which is driving up prices, overcrowding neighborhoods, and damaging the city's infrastructure. The influx of tourists and foreign investors has inflated property prices, making it almost impossible for local residents to afford housing. Many are being priced out of their neighborhoods, and this housing crisis has sparked numerous protests across the city. Barcelona has seen an increase in petty crimes like pickpocketing, particularly in tourist-heavy areas. In 2023, Barcelona was ranked as one of the European cities with the highest rate of street theft, adding to the growing frustration among locals and visitors alike. Anti-tourist sentiment is rising, with graffiti and protests targeting tourists in popular areas like La Rambla and the Gothic Quarter. This tension is contributing to a sense of unease and a less welcoming atmosphere for visitors. Barcelona's balance between tourism and local life is tipping in the wrong direction, with overcrowding and economic pressures making it a city struggling to maintain its charm. If the issues aren't addressed soon, Barcelona's appeal could continue to fade. Number 9. Naples, Italy. Naples has always been a city of contrast, beautiful, historic, and vibrant, but also dealing with crime and poverty. While tourism has helped revitalize some areas, many parts of Naples are still facing significant social and economic challenges that are holding the city back. The presence of the Camorra, one of Italy's most notorious organized crime groups, continues to cast a shadow over Naples. Organized crime affects the city's development and security, discouraging investment and leaving some neighborhoods neglected. Naples has long struggled with waste disposal, and the problem persists in 2025. Overflowing garbage, illegal dumping, and sporadic strikes by waste collection workers have tarnished the city's image and raised health concerns. Unemployment rates in Naples remain higher than the national average, with youth unemployment particularly concerning. Economic stagnation has made it difficult for many locals to find stable jobs, leading to increased poverty in parts of the city. While some parts of Naples have been revitalized, many historic buildings and neighborhoods are falling into disrepair. Graffiti, crumbling facades, and abandoned properties are common sights in areas less frequented by tourists. Despite its rich cultural heritage, Naples continues to face deep-rooted issues that are hindering its progress. Crime, poverty, and poor infrastructure are making it harder for the city to thrive as a top European destination. Number 8. Athens, Greece. Athens is known for its ancient history and cultural significance, but the city has been struggling with modern challenges. Economic instability, social unrest, and infrastructure issues are taking a toll on Athens as it heads into 2025. After years of financial crisis, Greece is still working to rebuild its economy. Athens, in particular, has seen slow progress, with unemployment and underemployment continuing to affect large portions of the population. As the cost of living increases, Athens has seen a rise in homelessness, particularly among the working class. Public services are struggling to keep up with the growing number of people in need, leading to visible poverty in many parts of the city. Air pollution remains a significant problem in Athens, partly due to the city's traffic congestion. Despite efforts to improve public transport, many Athenians still rely on cars, leading to worsening air quality and environmental degradation. Protests are common in Athens, especially over issues like austerity measures, unemployment, and government corruption. While demonstrations are a long-standing part of the city's political landscape, the frequency and intensity of protests have increased, creating a sense of instability. Athens is still recovering from the long-term effects of its financial crisis, but slow progress and ongoing social issues are holding the city back. Without serious reforms, the city's situation could worsen, leaving Athens less attractive for both locals and tourists. Number 7. Marseille, France. As France's second-largest city and a key Mediterranean port, Marseille has long been a vibrant and diverse city. However, in recent years, rising crime, social unrest, and economic challenges have tarnished its image. Marseille has been dealing with significant crime issues, particularly related to drug trafficking and gang violence. The city consistently ranks among the most dangerous in France, with residents reporting increased concerns about safety. Marseille is known for its striking wealth gap, with wealthy neighborhoods located close to some of the city's most impoverished areas. This divide has led to social tensions, with marginalized communities feeling left behind in terms of economic opportunities and public services. Many parts of Marseille suffer from neglected infrastructure, with crumbling buildings, inadequate public services, and poorly maintained roads. While some areas have undergone renovation, large sections of the city still face significant challenges. Marseille is home to a large immigrant population, but the city has struggled with integration. Tensions between different ethnic and socioeconomic groups have contributed to social unrest, making Marseille a city that's increasingly difficult to govern. Despite its cultural diversity and economic importance, Marseille is grappling with major issues that are pushing the city downhill. Rising crime, social inequality, and poor infrastructure are making life harder for residents and deterring potential visitors. Number 6. Brussels, Belgium. Brussels is not only the capital of Belgium, but also the political heart of the European Union. However, the city faces several challenges, including rising crime, political tensions, and issues with integration, which have caused concern for both residents and visitors. Brussels has seen a notable increase in crime, particularly in terms of petty theft, vandalism, and gang-related activities. Certain neighborhoods have become hotspots for criminal activity, making both locals and tourists feel less safe. As the administrative hub of the European Union, Brussels is frequently the site of protests and political unrest. Strikes and demonstrations have become commonplace, often leading to disruptions in daily life, which can be unsettling for both residents and visitors. Brussels has one of the most diverse populations in Europe, but this diversity has also led to significant integration issues. There is a growing divide between the native population and immigrant communities, creating social tensions that affect the city's atmosphere. Some neighborhoods in Brussels are experiencing urban decay, with crumbling infrastructure and poorly maintained public spaces. Despite its political importance, parts of the city feel neglected, contributing to a sense of decline. Brussels' political significance can't mask the city's growing challenges with crime, integration, and infrastructure. If these issues continue unchecked, the city may struggle to maintain its status as a key European destination. Number 5. Lisbon, Portugal. Lisbon has become a trendy hotspot for tourists and digital nomads in recent years. But the rapid influx of people has led to significant issues, from soaring rent prices to gentrification. The city's charm is fading as it grapples with these growing pains. The popularity of Lisbon as a tourist destination and hotspot for foreign property investors has driven up rent prices, making it increasingly unaffordable for locals. Many longtime residents are being forced out of their homes, leading to widespread gentrification. Lisbon's narrow streets and historic districts are being overwhelmed by mass tourism. Popular areas like Alfama and Barro Alto are now constantly crowded, detracting from the city's once laid-back atmosphere and creating friction between locals and tourists. The city's infrastructure is struggling to keep up with the growing population and influx of visitors. Public transport is overcrowded, and essential services like waste management and street maintenance are lagging behind, leading to visible signs of urban strain. Lisbon's increased development and booming tourism industry are putting a strain on its environment. Pollution, waste, and noise levels are all on the rise, contributing to the city's declining quality of life. Lisbon's popularity as a destination has brought new opportunities, but also significant challenges. Rising costs and overcrowding are making life more difficult for locals, threatening the city's appeal as a relaxed, affordable European capital. Number 4. Berlin, Germany. Berlin has long been celebrated for its vibrant culture and historical significance. But the city is facing growing economic pressures, a housing crisis, and political unrest that are making it harder for the city to maintain its allure. Berlin's affordable housing has been a major draw for decades, but rapid gentrification and rising demand have led to a severe housing shortage. Rent prices have skyrocketed, leading to protests and frustration among locals who can no longer afford to live in the city center. Berlin is often the center of political activism in Germany, and recent years have seen an increase in protests over issues such as housing, climate change, and government policies. These frequent demonstrations can disrupt daily life and create a sense of instability. While Berlin is a major European capital, its economy has lagged behind other German cities like Munich and Frankfurt. The city has struggled with unemployment and low wages in certain sectors, making it harder for some residents to thrive. Berlin's aging infrastructure is starting to show its wear and tear. Public transport delays, roadworks, and neglected public spaces are becoming more common, contributing to a sense of decline in the city's once legendary efficiency. Berlin's cultural vibrancy remains strong, but economic challenges and housing issues are making it a less attractive place to live for both locals and newcomers. The city will need to address these problems to maintain its status as one of Europe's most desirable capitals. Number 3. Dublin, Ireland. Dublin has become a major tech hub in Europe, attracting foreign companies and workers. However, the city's rapid growth has led to major issues like unaffordable housing, social inequality, and infrastructure that hasn't kept pace with development. Dublin is facing one of the worst housing crises in Europe. Rent and property prices have soared in recent years, driven by foreign investment and the tech boom, leaving many locals struggling to find affordable housing. Alongside the housing crisis, Dublin has seen a sharp increase in homelessness. The city has been unable to provide adequate housing for its growing population, leading to more people living on the streets or in temporary accommodations. Dublin's public transport and roads are struggling to cope with the city's growth. Overcrowded buses, traffic congestion, and aging infrastructure are making commuting and daily life more difficult for residents. The tech boom has created wealth for some, but it has also widened the gap between Dublin's rich and poor. Many local residents feel left behind by the city's rapid development, creating social tensions and dissatisfaction with the government. Dublin's rapid growth has come with significant challenges, particularly in terms of housing and infrastructure. If these issues aren't addressed, the city risks becoming unaffordable and unlivable for many of its residents. Number 2. Venice, Italy. Venice is world-renowned for its canals and historic beauty, but the city is sinking literally and figuratively. Rising sea levels, mass tourism, and environmental degradation are pushing Venice to the brink of collapse. Venice has long battled flooding, but the situation is becoming dire. Rising sea levels and increasingly severe weather events mean that the city is experiencing more frequent and damaging floods, threatening its historic buildings and infrastructure. Venice is overwhelmed by mass tourism, with over 20 million visitors annually. The city's narrow streets and fragile ecosystem cannot handle the volume of tourists, leading to overcrowding, pollution, and damage to historic sites. The influx of cruise ships and other large vessels has caused significant environmental damage to Venice's lagoon. Pollution and erosion are further contributing to the city's slow decline. Many Venetians are leaving the city due to the high cost of living and the overwhelming presence of tourists. As the local population shrinks, the city's ability to sustain its cultural identity and community is also declining. Venice's beauty remains undeniable, but the city is facing an existential crisis. Without urgent action to address flooding, tourism management, and environmental protection, Venice may continue to slide further into decline. Number 1. London, United Kingdom. London has long been a global powerhouse, but post-Brexit challenges, rising living costs, and growing social tensions have created an atmosphere of decline. While still a major city, London's future is uncertain as it grapples with these pressures. Since the UK's exit from the European Union, London has struggled with economic uncertainty. Major financial institutions and businesses have relocated or downsized, leading to job losses and a reduction in the city's global influence. London has always been expensive, but rising rent prices, property costs, and living expenses have made the city increasingly unaffordable for many residents. This is pushing middle and lower-income families out of the city center. London has experienced increasing social unrest, with protests over everything from Brexit to inequality and racial justice. These tensions have created a sense of instability in the city, making it less appealing to both residents and investors. London's public services, including healthcare and transport, are under immense pressure. The NHS is struggling to meet demand, and the city's aging transport infrastructure is facing frequent breakdowns and delays. London remains one of the world's leading cities, but its post-Brexit challenges, rising costs, and social unrest are taking a toll. Without meaningful reforms, London risks losing its edge as a global hub. As we've seen, even some of Europe's most iconic cities are facing significant challenges as we approach 2025. Economic instability, social tensions, and environmental concerns are all contributing to these declines. The question is, can these cities recover, or are they on a downward spiral? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you visited any of these cities recently? What was your experience like? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more insightful content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.